Hey everyone, welcome to Sad Panda Presents. This is a podcast where we talk about some music that we're listening to. Right now we're going through the albums on the Consequence of Sound's Top 100. This week we are talking about their number 77, which is Cat Stevens, T for the Tillerman. Fair warning, we use coarse language and drink and shit like that, so buckle up, friends. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Shane.
So what's up, man? What's been going on?
Oh, not a lot of. Spent all day yesterday and today at the ranch, and we were hunting. So I stink like ass and guts and fire.
So the usual.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It was a good time. Nothing crazy. Got a doe and we got a couple of pigs, so that was cool. We had like 5 or 6 pigs, so we did that, and yeah.
Fucking A, man.
Beyond that, not a lot of, man. What about you?
Well, I had some interviews with a wind farm as for an engineering position, and they gave me a verbal offer, but I'm waiting for it to come through in writing, so I'm still apprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to start fostering dogs. You like dogs? Yeah, just to try and help the animal shelter out and help get some more dogs adopted, like one at a time kind of thing, just to put them out in the public eye.
Yeah.
Fuck it, because the fucking shelter up there is at capacity. Like, they're full.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and, her dog died at 4, 5, 6 months ago, something like that. So, mourning period's kind of
Over.
been through, and
yeah.
We're ready to have another animal. So.
You're shopping around for a dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to commit. I got you. Right on. So I bought this beer just now, and I'm on the Shiner Texas Cold Front variety pack. Because yesterday I bought a Southern Pecan Amber by, I can't remember who it was. Now I'm on the spot, I can't remember. But that was pretty good. And I hadn't had a really good amber for a while, and I've been kind of burnt out on IPAs and things like that. So I was like, you know what, it's getting colder, it's time to change up. So I bought that, and it was really, really good. And I saw that they had Shiner had a pecan porter. I was like, okay, well, I'll try this and see what it is. But it came with a Shiner Frost, which is a Dortmunder.
Right, that's what we're
style.
both drinking.
Yeah,
right
we're both
now.
drinking right now, which is not bad.
It's tasty.
It's all right. Like I can hang with this.
Yeah.
But man, that black cherry it's a black lager with dark cherry flavor. Yo, that is dog shit. Like it tastes like a Robitussin.
It does. Yeah, I tasted it too, and I'm gonna get to have the honor of finishing that one.
Yeah. Because I drank that one first, and we also have the Haunted Ghost Pepper from Pocky.
Yeah.
That I just tried. I like honestly, you said you didn't like the chips themselves. I kind of do.
Well, I don't know, man. They just, to me, they just kind of taste like bland corn chips that are hot. There's not a lot of flavor there, and I don't know. I just kind of like to have some flavor there. But they're hot, but they're not like. I mean,
oh my god, the pain. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, my brother was a little bitch about it, and he cried after he tasted one. But I don't know. You and I we like the spicy shit, and we've done ate a bunch of the same hot sauces that like that whole podcasting group has, and
yeah, for sure.
Kind of built up our tolerance to an extent where these are just like not that hot.
Yeah, no, they're not. But I've been going to our local HEB, and they have these La Saboriza
Give me a little
sauces.
Bit of that. Give me that habanero.
So there's I've got a salsa habanero that I really, really like. It's a little high in the vinegar, like for me. If I eat too much, it'll really fuck up my stomach. But it's got a really good heat. Yeah, great podcasting, eating.
Hey man, we learned from the best.
That's true.
That's a shout out to Tadpog. I don't know if either of you guys listen, but you're like our podcast heroes.
For sure.
Yeah, that's got a good heat. I'm not a fan of the vinegar.
Right, it's kind of heavy on the vinegar.
It is, but it's got a good aftertaste.
Yeah, I like the heat, but it is really vinegary. And then I've got this salsa aguacate, and it's more of a cilantro. It's got cilantro, avocado, but it has serranos instead. It's not as hot, but it's more of that avocado ranch and cilantro ranch that's popular now. It's got that kind of style.
Yeah.
It's got a better kick.
Well, as you know, I'm not a fan of the avocado flavor, but that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
The avocado is pretty mild in it, and so I could get behind that. Like, I can take avocado, man. I can take avocado in when it's a flavor that's like a accent flavor when it's mixed in with shit.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I'm good with it there, but I just like fucking guac. It fucking tastes like avocado with some salt, and I'm like, eh.
So you're the worst millennial of all time.
Yeah.
You just do not like avocado.
No, avocado toast can fuck right off. Like, get out of here. Like, I don't know. It's not a flavor that makes me like want to gag or anything. It's not, like it's not exceptionally bad. It's just I just don't care for it, kind of thing.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. My son, when he was really young, didn't like avocados, and then through the years has gotten to like avocado, which really sucks because I fucking love avocado. So now this little fucker wants to eat some. Like, well, man, come on. Like I don't mind sharing, but
I do remember a long time ago, you told me when I first brought up that I didn't like avocado, the fucking thing you told me was, man, I love avocado. Like, if I ever meet a girl whose pussy tastes like avocado, I'm marrying her.
That does sound like a me thing.
That stuck with me from like, oh man, I don't think we had known each other very long. That stuck with me real good. So yeah, I don't know.
Right on.
But other than that, man, I finished up another guitar, and honestly, just been fucking being unemployed, doing shit in the workshop. It's great because, like, man, I tell you what, man, it's real easy to have a good work ethic on something like that you love to do. You have no deadlines. There's no stress surrounding it at all because you can just wake up and not even have to leave the house and just go out in the workshop and work. Yeah, that's the life for me. If I could find a way to make money doing it, I would never go back to work.
Hey man, get on that D. Ray White shit. Start working the system so you can stay at home, man.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna fly with like anyone.
No,
but
you will definitely be looked down upon. Yeah. Your family and friends and social network.
Yeah. So I don't know, but if I can find a way to make money doing it, then we'll see. I got to start marketing myself a lot heavier with the guitar stuff, but I also got to produce a fuckload more guitars. So only having 3 to sell right now is not the largest portfolio. But
for sure.
I'm getting there. So
right on. Well, I don't really I'm not that interesting of a person. I just kind of go to work and then come home. Trying to think of something. I don't really have anything that really interesting happened recently. Oh, you know what? Something did happen. I'm coaching a team for school.
Okay.
And so every Thursday I have to stay at school till like 6:30 because we have to have a 2-hour practice every week.
Okay.
So I'm coaching a destination imagination team.
Right. Okay.
Which is like it's kind of like creative thinking.
Yeah, it's like the creative side of UIL, right?
Kind of. They're actually not UIL sanctioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they kind of work outside of that. So the kids don't actually have to pass their classes and things like that to be in it.
Right.
But like as for me, like you don't pass, you're not playing. Like that's number one for me. Like you gotta get through school first and then play around later.
Right.
So we had a big thing. We had like a big thing last Saturday, and we had to go to like a big coaching thing. And basically what it is there's like 5 or 6 different challenges that each team can choose from. One of them's like, it's called First Encounter, and that basically what they have to do is come up with a new species of animal and then introduce it into the local wildlife. So they have to research like what the local wildlife is and kind of come up with what animal could fit that for a specific niche.
Okay.
And things like that. And then there's one that's like service learning. There's one that's really like Photoshop heavy, and they have to work on Photoshop and Darkroom or Lightroom, and come up with something there. But my team wants to do the improv one.
Nice.
And what it is there's going to be, they have to come up with this story. They got 2 minutes to plan, and they have 5 minutes to act it out.
Right.
But the theme is that there's going to be a weird scenario, that there is a supervillain with like, you know, normal supervillain powers like pyrokinesis or super strength or whatever.
Bad horse.
Maybe. Dude, like, I want to show them that so bad. Like, okay, hold on. Before I can do that, I want to show them that so bad, but I can't. It's, like, not within the rules. Like, they have to find out all the stuff on their own, and I want to show them Dr. Horrible so bad. Anyway, but also, Cape Podcatchers, if you're listening, please do Dr. Horrible. Please do Dr. Horrible. I love Dr. Horrible.
That shit's fucking... Oh, man, that shit's so good. So good.
Anyway,
The hammer is my penis.
The hammer is my penis. Maybe they shouldn't watch that.
They did Orgasmo. They could
no,
do...
I'm saying my kids. Maybe I
yeah,
shouldn't show them at school. I
Yeah.
shouldn't show them that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Anyway.
But the thing is, the superhero has like a really crappy superpower.
Okay.
So we started actually practicing, and so they're getting better. But it's like, let's say the situation is all of the streets have turned to Jell-O, and the superhero has he's a shapeshifter. So they have to act out that part. And then what the thing is that on their stage, they have a little piece of paper on the ground, and the hero can't know his superpower until they start acting, and he has to pick it up. And as soon as he picks up that paper, has to announce his superpower and go from there.
Okay.
So he has no idea what's going to happen until it happens. So they have like so.
So maybe a better movie would be what's the one with the shoveler, and they're like he's like trying to assemble a team, and it's got
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Where they have all the weird superpowers and the bowler and stuff like that.
Yeah. They got the waffler. Very early instance of what Dane Cook.
Dane Cook. Yeah, so that was fun, and it's been fun just trying to think of like crappy superpowers to come up with. Like, he blows bubbles really good.
Yeah. Who's Bubbles?
Yeah, for sure. But it's been fun thinking about. So I remember we used to play that game of like what crappy superhero powers could you come up with?
It's a whole fucking subreddit, man. Shitty superpowers is all.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole subreddit. Like, I don't know, like fucking get on Reddit. Like some of them are just dog shit. Like they're uber specific. Like you can fly, but only while picking your nose on a Tuesday for 3 minutes. And it's like,
damn.
Like, all right, I much prefer like you can fly, but only north.
But only north.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or only at walking speed. Like, like sometimes it gets way too specific, but sometimes you get some that are just fucking gold. And it's a fun subreddit to kind of play around with. But
I came up with one. It's has the ability to instantly put on clown makeup, but cannot take it off instantly. So you gotta like rub it on. I thought that'd be fun. Anyway, so that's fun. That's been fun. So I did that Wednesday, and then came back to town, and I stopped in at Nucky's for a beer, and I forgot they do trivia on Wednesdays. So
Okay.
I was sitting there. And one of the girls, I don't know her name, but one of the waitresses or bartenders that works there, she was like, hey, you want to play? And I was like, well, I'll stay for like a round or two, but I'm going to go home. So after round one, like we got all the questions right. And she's like, yeah, you're staying for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting third place.
Nice.
Yeah, just the two of us. And they gave us a coffee cup.
Nice.
Yeah, so I wanted something.
Well, the reason I came down this time, we're not doing this over Discord like we normally do, or I just fucking came to
you're
Kingsville.
here in the flesh.
Well, fuck,
so
man,
fun.
like it's so much easier now that I don't have to take a flight.
Mm-hmm.
I can just drive down and we can record. Like, but I came down because my mom wanted to take pictures for Christmas cards.
That's adorable.
Yeah, yeah, she is. And my dad has a bunch of chickens now, and so her idea was we're all gonna hold chickens and act like we're reading them bedtime stories.
I Awkward family photos. Here we come.
Yeah, luckily we just did the one scene, took 3 pictures, and she's gonna have Christmas cards made. And I'm like, all right, cool. We don't have to fucking each individually sit here with like 4 chickens. So it was doofy and just dumb family stuff, but it was good. We did that earlier this afternoon, and yeah, so that was a thing. I got to teach my mom how to order Christmas cards online and teach her how to set up the timer on her camera. There's like a dedicated button.
I was gonna say she has a camera.
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we took pictures with her phone, and then with she has a little like a low end Nikon DSLR that I think Chris and I got her for Christmas a couple years ago because she wanted one. Mm-hmm. She wanted to learn how to start taking like good photos, and I'm like, yeah, but your phone takes as good a photo as you're gonna take on that at your skill level, like.
Yeah, you gotta learn like f-stops and like shutter speed and like apertures and things like that.
I mean, she's capable of learning that stuff, but she's not gonna spend the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And so she just does the autofocus, and which is, to be fair, like I have a DSLR, and that's all I fucking do. Like I know Sean from Nerdy Thursday like actually knows how to use a camera and like takes really fucking brilliant photos, and like you see him on Facebook occasionally. Shit, there for a while he did a fall series that was like every day, and it was like I kind of enjoyed seeing that on my Facebook feed because I don't know, that was to me it's a creative outlet, and I enjoy seeing that shit more than I enjoy seeing like other people's kids. No offense if you have kids, but I don't care.
Fair.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like I get it.
Kids I know personally. I have some, like my cousin's kids. Like I'll look at those pictures, but like all right, cool, moving on.
Yeah.
Which I guess is about as much time as I spend on looking at other people's creative stuff anyway. But unless it's like some super intricate woodworking, because that's I get off to that. So anyway, so yeah, man, fucking you want to get into the album at all?
I mean, we can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead. I didn't realize there wasn't a lot of like background for this, which kind of surprised me. As all I really saw that this was his 4th album, and it came out in November of 1970, and that's pretty much it. It hit like number 8 at the highest, and for the most part, there wasn't a lot of. I didn't get a lot of like story. Like normally, I try to look something up about the artist and like having them talk about their particular album, but for the most part, I couldn't find a lot about this album. So
okay,
unlike Paul Simon's Graceland, which I could have spent a while talking about it.
Something I was curious about that I did no research on, so I'm looking it up on Wikipedia because.
What is it, Tillerman?
No. Well, now that you say that, I don't know what a Tillerman is, but I saw on when I was looking at the album, he goes as Cat Stevens / Yusuf.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what the backstory behind the name Yusuf. I guess that's his like.
That's his actual name.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think he's Iranian or something like that. I know he's
British. But I guess he's Islam.
Or is it? Yeah, he's Islamic. That's what it is. It's his that's Islamic name.
That's his religious name. Okay.
Yeah, that's his religious name. So that's why he goes as Cat Stevens, because in the 70s.
Yeah. And he's not a terribly dark-skinned Islamic person, so he can, I'm sure he just kind of skated through without a lot of people knowing that, especially in that time period.
Yeah, and it sucks, but that was kind of what it was like then. Like,
yeah.
It's hard to not be
white.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like Freddie Mercury, if you think about it, like he was I can't remember.
Zimbabwe? Is that where he was born? It was somewhere. It was an island off of Africa, I thought.
You mean Morocco?
Maybe.
Moroccan?
Maybe. But
I know he was somewhere. I think some sort of African country, or I know he wasn't true Brit.
Right.
Like his family moved to England, but
right. But I mean, he even went to like a boys' school where he was in the same country, right? Like his parents were somewhat well off.
Yeah, I think they were. I don't know. I'm not 100%. I don't know his life story
I
as
don't
well.
I don't
as,
either.
like,
I know I've
shit.
seen a documentary one time, so like it's vague in my memory about that kind of details. Like I've seen this. I know he's from another country and transferred over, but like he went to like a boys' school and like I don't know. There was all kinds of crazy stuff. But we're talking about Cat Stevens, so
Yeah, so he was. Anyway, he
don't mind the bullshit we're making up off the top of our head.
I know it was a thing and it sucked. I know he had to change his name for a reason and that sucks.
Right, right.
The end. Moving on.
Shit's better now.
Yeah, getting better.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so let's start with where do the children play?
Well,
all right, wait.
well, you
have
put this
something else?
fucking. I put my phone down, but you put this goddamn question in my mind. What the fuck is a Tillerman?
A Tillerman is a man who tills the soil.
Oh, that makes sense.
A farmer, if you
Yeah,
will.
farmer. That was the obvious answer, but I thought maybe there was.
No, it's right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, or somebody who is it? Somebody who steers a boat.
Oh, that would make sense too.
Has it man
Yeah.
the till?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The tiller is what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So either, I do believe it is in this reference a farmer.
Okay. Sure.
Because and in that song he mentions different things in that
We'll
song.
get there.
Yeah, eventually. Moving on. But where do the children play, Andrew?
In my pants.
In his pants.
I'm not actually a pedophile.
I just play one on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, what did you think about this song?
Okay. I liked it. It's a good opening for this album. It kind of didn't deviate from exactly what I expected Cat Stevens to be like.
Right.
You know, I knew I kind of knew him beforehand. Just I didn't know his work too well, but I knew he was kind of the singer-songwriter type, and it's gonna be real mellow listen kind of. Honestly, when I saw we were doing this, the first thing that came to my head was that scene in Animal House where they're having the toga party.
Okay.
And the guy's playing "How Many Times,"
Right.
and then fucking John Belushi breaks his guitar.
Yeah.
If I gave my love a chicken and it had no bones. I thought we were doing that for like the next 25 fucking minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But for the most part, it wasn't as bad as that. It wasn't that kind of pussified as that one is. That fucking shit is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This album is ups and downs for me. Not. I will get there.
Yeah, but I mean, but getting back to where do the children play? I like the song. It's kind of got like a carousel-y kind of sound to it. You know what I mean? It has like that soft piano and the synth beginning, and it has a little bit of guitar and bells. So for this whole album, I feel like he doesn't use a lot of outside of piano, guitar, and a little bit of like violin every now and again, there's not a lot of like musical diversity as far as
no, there's
instrumentation.
Not. No, there's not, and I mean there's some interesting percussive implementations, and there's some he loves that piano, which I appreciate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is not a super diverse album.
No.
When it comes to style and tone.
No. It has. It's. I mean, he really just doesn't even use he doesn't use drums too much, except to accent when he's like picking up the speed or something like. Because there's not a lot of drumming going on here, except when he gets kind of into the theme and wants to like drive home like the main part of what he's trying to say in that song.
Right.
So that for me, that's been a bit refreshing for the most part. Like coming off of like different, like Paul Simon using weird stuff or Bjork using all kinds of crazy instruments and
using exclusively weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of refreshing to go back to like a.
All right. So then getting back to where do the children play? Where are you here? Like, I don't know, what's this fucking song about?
Oh, for the most part, it's just basically what I think. For me, this is a very, what he's trying to get through is like very mature themes. and
Yeah.
very like heavy, not heavy, but kind of, I don't know. Anyway, mature themes and kind of like looking for something greater and asking bigger questions about life and things like that. So for this one, he mentions like he kind of doesn't mind like how progress is progressing, but
Right.
but like keep in mind we still have to have places for kids. Like we still have
Right.
to have parks. We still have to have open. We still have to have nature. So don't get too crazy into like technology and moving forward, because remember there's still planet Earth to worry about too.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That's a good sum up.
Yeah.
It's he's not harping on humanity. He's just trying to offer a gentle reminder to be like, hey, we still need to let kids be kids.
Yeah, and I think it's more of there's still nature there too.
Right.
And they need to not only focus on just kind of
Right.
that, but remember that there is an outside that they need to go do. And he even mentions like and at the second part of the song, he's kind of asking like how will progress kind of shake out.
Right.
You know, he asked a couple of questions about that, which I thought was interesting. So, for the most part, I think it's a good song. Yeah. But keep on building. He's talking about skyscrapers.
Like how high will
how
we
high will they
build?
go?
How far will you take this? Like, just kind of a general sense. Like he uses metaphors to ask like how much progress until we're like how far do you want to take everything?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. It's very, this is a common theme throughout. It's very singer-songwritery. It's very, this whole album is very folky, and this does not stray from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good song. I don't know. It was fine. It's probably not gonna be one of my favorite songs on the album, but it was nothing on this album like. Oh, we'll get into it, but it's not a bad song at all.
Yeah.
Give it a listen.
Ooh, man. So I got to the final one in our 6-pack. Yo, Shiner does a candied pecan porter. Try this shit, man.
Yeah.
It is fucking delicious.
Smells dark.
It is dark. It's a porter.
Yeah.
That's fucking good, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chug down this Robitussin and get to
Yo,
that thing.
yeah, this is good. You know, it'd be fucking good. Make some fucking like. I had this recipe where you take a 12 ounce beer, you let it sit at room temperature, mix it with instant flour. Just mix that up, and you can bake bread out of it. This would be fucking phenomenal with that.
Man, I saw. So, what's that? What's the company? I want to say it's like Karbach.
Uh huh.
And they came out with a Bock beer, pretty recently. I don't remember what exactly it's called, but it doesn't matter. I saw an advertisement that Shiner threw out that was like throwing fucking shade. It was like, just to let you know, this brewery they
sold out to Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. It was like, just to let you know, they posed themselves as like a Texas local brewery, but they're owned by Busch, and Shiner, Texas is still family owned and operated in Shiner, Texas.
Damn.
Yeah, like I don't remember where I saw this advertisement, but I was like, damn, Shiner throwing some fucking shade. Like this Bock that they came out with, it was either like Karbach or
the Crawford Bock.
Yeah.
Houston one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it was.
Has that old Houston Astros logo.
Yeah,
style.
the colors. Yeah, from their old jerseys, and they must be cutting into some of Shiner's market share because man, I don't know if you've had that beer, but it sure tastes like a Shiner Bock.
It damn sure does taste like a Shiner Bock. You're absolutely right.
Like, it is very in the vein of what Shiner produces. It's not exactly the same. There's some definite differences, but that's what they were going for. And yeah, man, I saw an advertisement. I can't remember where I saw it or whatever, but I was like, all right, I mean, yeah, get it. Like, yeah, do your marketing, Shiner. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Like,
you've been around for like 100 fucking years.
you're still a fucking small pea in the pot of what fucking beer companies are, like Anheuser-Busch, compared to Anheuser-Busch and Miller Coors. Like, yeah, you're tiny. You're not,
Yeah.
you ain't microbrewing, but respect for keeping it local.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're not from Texas, you won't get any of that.
Hey man, I was able to find Shiner in Indiana though.
Oh, that is true. We did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved up. I remember you bought like a 12-pack of Shiner just in case, and then we went to the store like, there's fucking Shiner right there. What the fuck?
Yeah, they even get a bunch of the seasonal shit up there.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw
like the uber popular seasonal shit they get up there, like Ruby Redbird.
Ruby Redbird, yeah.
And
that's their big
like
one.
their Christmas beer, like Cheer, which is not a good beer. Don't drink Shiner Cheer. Sorry, Shiner, I love you, but
you're making fruitcake beer, man.
Yeah.
Come on, like nobody likes fruitcake as it is.
Stick to Ruby Redbird. Stick to your prickly pear beer. That shit is the bomb.
Yeah, prickly pear is really good.
And please start producing Cosmos on a larger scale, because that shit's amazing, and you can only get it in variety packs.
That is their best beer, hands down.
So anyway.
Moving on. Okay, so moving on to Hard-Headed Woman.
Yeah.
I love, this is where we finally get to see like the actual the violins come in.
Yeah.
And this is really a good one. I like, I don't know, I like this song. It's, somebody who's longing for somebody who's, I guess, hard-headed's a way to say it, but it's more of one who is well-seated in their ways, I guess you could say. Especially, there's a line, when he gets to the line, I know many fine-feathered friends.
Yeah.
That's when the song really fucking starts to move.
It does.
And that was really fun. Like when that drums come in and he says that, and it has that little slight reverb in his voice, and then the violins come in. Man, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, this kind of he's to me this kind of came off as like his making a play on like rhythm and blues, right?
Okay.
Like at least like the first part of the song before he starts picking up, and when he backs off to the like the main I'm looking for a hard-headed woman. And I don't know, this one stuck with me. I liked it. It just had some darker tones in it. It wasn't super like, it didn't have like super upbeat tones throughout the whole song. Like it does pick up, but I mean like, I don't know. It's not as dark as like Sad Lisa, which we'll get to, but as far as its tone goes, but it just kind of seemed, more mellow maybe? No. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. I need to get through another beer or two, but I don't know. I liked it.
I did too. I liked it. It was one of the better songs. Words are hard. It was one of the better songs, I think.
I agree. This was something I really enjoyed.
I did too. And I like when, like, again, in that line where he dug his heels in and got real, like, gritty with that, I know many fine feathered friends.
Gritty.
Like, and it really, like, hit home with what he was trying to say. I like that a lot.
Gritty's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. He dug his heels in and like, God damn it, I know I'm a singer-songwriter, but I got some fucking shit to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was just I don't know. I guess just the themes throughout the song just weren't as like poppy folk writer as some of the other songs were.
Oh, for sure.
So I think I liked that about it. But yeah. Then we from there we moved into Wild World.
Yeah, and this is I think one of his, if not the most popular.
Yeah, if you've never heard Cat Stevens, you've still heard Wild World.
Yeah, for sure. This is I think the one that I was most familiar with, at least.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't know this was a Cat Stevens song, but I've heard it 1,000 fucking times.
Yeah, for sure. And
it's the. I mean, Wild World's the name of the song, but if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the, ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. And that's that's
for sure. And I like that it's not a fuck you breakup song.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that was refreshing, that it's, that it is a breakup song, and he's like, look, if this is what you're gonna do it, but...
I wish the best for you, and have a good life.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's, like, super cool. Like, that's a classy fucking move, man.
It's a classy move. You should hate it, though.
I should fucking hate it, but I don't. Like, I know, right? Like, I should hate this song, but I don't, because it's a fucking classy move, man. Like, I dig it. And, and he even mentions, for me, it feels like he's an older person with a younger person, and like, or at least not older, but maybe more worldly.
Okay.
Because he's like, I've seen a lot of things that the world can do.
Right.
You can't really get by on a smile. Like, basically you can't get by on your looks. You got to have something else. But good luck to you.
Yeah. And to me, like you said, it's not a fuck you breakup song. The sentiment I kind of got from it was the if you love somebody, let them go kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of like him taking the high road and letting it go, and like, just
I wish the best for you. Here's some advice before you leave. It sucks that you're leaving, but
right,
it is what it is.
The whole if you love a flower, don't pick it, let it grow kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, that whole metaphor. And it's a super like poppy song, and I mean, fuck, the intro is la 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 la, right? Like, it's a super fucking poppy song, and it's his most popular song, and yeah, dude, it's
yeah, it's very much, I mean, yeah, for sure, but I dig it. It's a good one. It's a really good, it kind of fits him as a person.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, anyway, dude, you can just tell me we're gonna take a piss, and so yeah, anyway, we move on to Sad Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
This song has a bomb ass piano solo as an opening. Well, I guess it's just a piano intro. It's not necessarily a solo, but it does come in on its own. Super piano-y. It's fucking great, man. I really appreciated it. I like this song quite a bit too, frankly speaking. It's I mean, the song's called Sad Lisa. It's kind of a dark message. I don't remember a whole lot about the lyrics, but like the song itself is kind of somber in tone, like musically speaking, and it's a little slower than the other songs. I mean, a lot of these songs are paced very similarly, but this one's maybe slightly slower than like Wild World. And yeah, it's just I don't know, what's this fucking song about?
Yeah, I thought it was right there. It's about Sad Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Sad Lisa. No, it's but there's more to, I mean, more than just her being sad. She it's someone, the narrator is saying that he wants to help this person because they, Lisa's sad, duh. But it really, it's somebody who can't or won't communicate their feelings to somebody else about why they're sad.
Okay.
So it's just him just being there for somebody who, like I said, either can't or won't really get out what's wrong with why they feel the way they feel, and he just wants to help her out, but feels, I think, not quite hopeless. Like, he knows he's doing some good being there, but feels helpless because he can't fix the problem.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. I think that's a pretty decent synopsis.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. I like the blues, so I like stuff in more minor kind of keys, and this kind of fits that bill for me. So. Yeah,
for sure. It very much is. It's very and has that piano and synth to start, and the violins kick in. So I mean, it's real fucking.
Right. The violins too.
Yeah, it's real fucking sad sacky.
I'm also a sucker for a good fiddle player, and
sure.
Yeah,
but great song. I think it's one of the better songs in the album, just because it changes the mood up from this album a little bit more.
Yeah,
it has, instead of, it's more, I don't know, more personal.
Yeah, maybe
about a thing.
Maybe that's one of the reasons I liked it too, because it's different.
Mm-hmm. It does. It is different from a bunch of different songs on this album, for sure.
I mean, it's not. It still sticks to. It's very, very Cat Stevens, but it's different than a lot of the other songs. So
for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Miles from Nowhere.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one? I think, well, you ain't got shit.
Yeah,
okay, so
I gotta stare at the lyrics here.
Okay, this one's I think this is his most like jam song on the, like, it's a jam bandy song, and then it starts off like just him and the guitar talking about miles from nowhere. I guess I'll take my time, just trying to find himself kind of thing. and to see where the road leads him in life. And then it really does, it picks up. And it, like, I walk through the valley, I creep through the valley, and I grew up through the woods. Like, it starts to pick up, and it gets real, like, miles from nowhere. Like, he really, like, belts it out. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
This song
right.
really like, he really put, like, you can feel him singing in this song. Like, you can feel his, like, passion in this song.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. So many of the songs on this album are I don't know, maybe a little forgettable to me. Because I don't know, the singer-songwriter vibe just doesn't do that much for me. Although I will say this is a talented man. He's very talented. So yeah, when you talk about it picks up and he starts just belting it out, that does ring a bell, and that's a good little portion. But this is not gonna top the album for me by any stretch.
Yeah, and again, talking about the maturity of this album, this is a very kind of soul-searching song. You know what I mean? He's like, I look at the mountain that I have to climb. You know, he knows that the road he's choosing is going to be a hard one. That he's miles from nowhere, not a soul in sight. He's on his own, so he like really like, I'm on my own out here, but I have my freedom. I can make my own rules, and that's the one I choose.
Right,
like,
right.
He is very much living for himself. That this is his life, and he's not going to be ashamed about living it. That these
right.
You know, the choices you make your own life, and you shouldn't, you know, be scared of the things that happen. But you should own the fact that this is the path that you make in your life, and that this is the decisions you make are yours and yours alone.
I got you.
Yeah, but I do love the line here. I don't know if it's the line of the album, but it might be. I love everything. I love everything, so don't it make you feel sad? 'Cause I'll drink to you, my baby, and I'll think to that.
Okay.
So he's, you know, I'll drink to you and like my memories, but I'll think on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He won't drink to that. He'll think to that. He'll think about, you know what? Why am I toasting this person?
Yeah, I don't.
You know, that for me that was an interesting line.
Yeah.
And it made it a little more.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Nothing particularly sticks out to me as being line of the album for me. I listened to this probably 5 or 6 times, but I don't know. It's just nothing. I guess nothing just stuck out quite. Well, maybe I'll get to it in another song. So I might have something, but anyway.
But for me, I like this song a lot. I do think it's the more jammy, more lighthearted song.
Okay.
On this album, and I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
He does a good one.
All right.
But the next song.
The next song, though.
But I Might Die Tonight.
Yeah. This is a good song.
Yeah.
I don't know, this song stuck out to me because he talks about I don't know, like the whole, this song is where I was like, well, maybe I'll have a line from the album, because like this song, he talks about the fucking grind of like the 9-to-5 grind, right? And so when he says something like, work hard, boy, and one day you'll have a job like mine. Like,
job like mine.
Yeah, that stuck out. So maybe that's my line. Because, like, man, I don't know, but, like, don't get me wrong, my last job was a good job. And the big problem for me was that I was in Indiana. And no offense to Indiana, I thought the little town I lived in, I thought was very quaint. It was a cool place to live. Like, I didn't really find my groove until I had lived there for about 1.5 years, nearly 2 years, when I was ready to leave. And then I finally kind of started finding my groove with the town. But it was a gorgeous area. Like, you could go out and like walk around in nature and shit. And the job was a good job, but I wasn't like a very good fit for the corporate culture. And so this song for me, coming off of that, where like I just did not jam with the corporate culture of that company. It's a good company. They have good benefits. Like, it's a good job. I don't want to talk bad on them, but at the end of the day, I didn't like working there, and I didn't like living so far away from home, and I couldn't sell myself to the fucking corporate grind of this job just because it was a good career. which is why I fucking came back and why I've been fucking unemployed for a couple of months. Like, like, and luckily for me, I have a good support structure in place where I was able to do that, and like I've got a couple of job prospects finally lined up, and I'll be working. You know, by the end of the year, I'll have a full-time gig. But like, yeah, man, I feel this song a lot because, you know, he doesn't want to sell his soul to the fucking grind because because I might die tonight, like.
I might die tonight. Like, that's the fucking line of the album, man. Is
Yeah,
I
like,
might die tonight.
So,
like, it's somebody preaching to somebody else, like, look, if you work hard, do the right things, you won't be poor, you'll have a stable life, blah, 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 blah. But his whole counter argument is, but I might die tonight. Like, that's fucking gold. That's what makes this.
A fucking meteor could fall from the sky and kill me. Like, I gotta fucking live my life, man. I gotta do shit that makes me happy. I can't. Yeah.
Man. That it's that because the whole song goes on and on. It's not a very long song. I think it's like less than 2 minutes. It's like 154 or something like that. And the whole thing is like, you know, him like a nonconformist not wanting a 9-to-5 job and listening to somebody who has a 9-to-5 job, giving him the reasons as to why you should have one.
Right.
And the last fucking line is, but I might die tonight. That makes that makes the song.
Yeah, and like I said, man, like I'm fine with working a 9-to-5 job, but I had to fucking move back and be with my girl and be with my family and like be around the fucking come back and be within a fucking drive to come and fucking record this album in person. Like, you know, like shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong, if I had the opportunity to work a stint in like Europe for a couple of years just to fucking so that on my off time I could go fucking travel and shit, yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat just to like go see the fucking world because, you know, yeah, I might still have the 9-to-5, but on my off time I'm gonna fucking explore new places, and like that's what I tried to do in Indiana too, and like took me a while to find my groove and shit, but you know, I was still doing shit that I loved outside of work, and it just a lot of the shit that I love is being around people I love, and yeah, like I totally this just vibed with me a lot, so this was a really good song for me. Yeah,
I agree, and you know, there have been a couple of jobs where I've worked where I wasn't proud of doing it because it sucked. And I didn't want to be there. And I've had a lot of, hands down, the best job I've ever had was being a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Man, that was the best fucking job I ever had. If I could fucking, if I could do that forever, that would be awesome. But there's not a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
But you know, but there were.
You're not gonna get health insurance.
Yeah, but
you're gonna be working for $10 an hour, and like, yeah, like, man, if blue collar jobs like paid well in this country, oh damn sure I would be doing that shit. Like,
yeah, man,
you know, like,
anyway.
So.
But yeah, no, but it was a fun song, and it's just the theme is follow your passion. You know what I mean? Like, don't settle for something just because you have to do something.
Right.
And it's neat. I really enjoy that song.
Yeah,
it's
just super hit home for me because I was like, yeah, this is why I fucking quit my job and moved back.
This is literally what I'm going through right now.
Right.
Thank you, Cat Stevens, in 1970. Yeah. For sure.
So while this album wasn't a huge success for me in the whole, this song got it.
This song got it for sure. All right. So let's go ahead move on to Longer Boats.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I sure. This was sorry. This one's a little less on my memory.
It was kind of that one that had the chanty kind of sea theme to it.
Yeah.
The longer boats there.
Yeah.
To us.
Yeah.
I like this one. It reminded me of like those old like a Bob Marley song where they chant like the chanting kind of
right,
or that South African style that we heard from like Paul Simon.
That's
that chanty kind of thing.
Yeah, this definitely gave me the Paul Simon vibes.
Yeah, but I like what he's saying in this song a lot.
Okay.
Because even though it's the style, it's kind of like a Jimmy Buffett-esque. I'd say like more like Caribbean style, like maybe like that.
Okay.
That feel for me.
All right.
So it's kind of has that a lot, but what I really like is that what he's talking about, because what he's talking about is that he's talking about religious independence.
Right.
About,
okay.
That
makes sense.
I
didn't put that together.
Yeah, because the longer boats are coming to win us, hold on to the shore.
Right.
They'll be taking the key from the door. So think of like the Vikings who come to like Britain and they wanted to conquer.
Yeah, I did.
By their,
I did think of Vikings when he says longer boats, but outside of that, I didn't make the religious connection, really.
Yeah, because he that's exactly what he thought in his head was the Vikings coming to conquer and to hold on to what's true to you. And so like even in the line is I don't want no God on my lawn, just a flower I could help along.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically what he's saying is think of like the Native Americans, man. We came into the US and we fucked their shit up. Like we tried to convert them to Christianity, and they're like the Muslims in Spain, or you know what I mean, like the
fucking
conquest.
Crusades.
Yeah, the Crusade. Yeah,
the fucking religious wars and shit like that.
So it's basically like he doesn't want. He wants what he actually said was, this song is a plea for humanity in the face of external threats. That believe in whatever you want to believe in without any external threats, because they don't know more than anybody else knows. So don't let their religious persecutions and things like that, or their religious beliefs, turn over what you believe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and by the way, the show Vikings, great.
Oh, is it?
It's fantastic. I don't know what season they're on now, but like the first couple of seasons are fucking amazing. Like the character development in that show, I don't know if it's an Amazon show. I want to say Amazon, but I could be wrong. Maybe they just...
that was like History Channel or something crazy.
Maybe it is.
Or AMC or something.
Maybe it is. I watched it on Amazon because I don't have fucking cable. So yeah, maybe it is like a History Channel or AMC, because I did have to like...
It was a weird one.
I don't know,
I remember
man,
it was on Prime, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking things, have we not talked about Disney Plus yet?
Because I'm not going to shell out for it.
Even for Star Wars?
Man, The Mandalorian.
Like The Mandalorian, my sister-in-law texted me today. She's like, look, it's going to be a series that they drop a new episode every Friday, but you need to check it out.
Yeah.
Yo.
But I don't want to fucking... especially with no income, I don't want to fucking... I don't want to shell out for another streaming service that I'm going to watch one fucking show on. Like, dog, I'm sorry, but...
Not even DuckTales, dog? Have you seen the new DuckTales?
Dude, no.
They're badass.
No, but the thing is, man, like... I've seen the meme going around, but it's true. How many streaming services do you subscribe to before you're just fucking paying for a goddamn cable subscription? Like
3?
Yeah, like so I'm like, I'm fine with just like Netflix and Amazon. Like I already have Prime. I already pay for Spotify, so I get Hulu for free. Yeah, it's got ads, but whatever. I get to watch South Park. And like, so, between Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix, like, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong, like, I pay for Spotify, so I get Hulu, and really I just want Spotify.
Yeah,
and then
me too.
Amazon, well, I like the Prime thing anyway, so I'm sticking with that because it's a service I already use. And then Netflix, well, fucking Kay has a subscription to Netflix, so I don't pay for that. Like, so
fair.
So like I don't want to shell out for more streaming services, and that's especially not for just like one show and some cartoons that I'll watch very rarely.
But like all the Marvel movies, all the fucking like, I don't know. I, as a Disney freak, here's my bitch. Here's my fucking conundrum.
I get it because they own Marvel and Star Wars now, so it's like I get it. This should be like the one and only that you need, but it's not.
And it has The Simpsons too. Like for me, it hit.
Yeah, they got Fox too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But here's the bitch. My phone is so old, I can't get it on my phone. So like, I'm at this like catch-22 of like, I really want Disney Plus, but I don't want to buy a new phone because I don't know I can like.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly, but anyway. But I'm a Disney freak, so like, me not jumping on it day one, I'm like dying inside.
Yeah, that makes sense. I figured of all people you would have it.
I really want to have it. Yeah. I really do.
I get you, man. There's not going to be enough shows on it for me to want to shell out a monthly subscription fee.
Well, there's all kinds of shit that Marvel's coming out with a bunch of shit anyway. So they'll come. It will be there.
Which is killing me because Netflix used to have that gig with all the. Well, I guess actually no, they're more DC.
Well, they had like the Luke Cage and
and the Jessica Jones and the Flash and like. Yeah, I guess they are. So they had. Yeah. So the
Daredevil and things like that.
Right. So Netflix used to have. So I was right in that assessment. Netflix used to have that fucking gig. So I'm a little butthurt about not having that shit on Netflix anymore.
Yeah.
Because Disney's gonna absorb all of that. Like
Disney's just man, as if Disney didn't have. They looked at everybody and they said, you know what? We have a lot of your money. Now we want all of your money. We want all of your money.
Well, I'm honestly surprised it took them this long to come out with a subscription service because, like, man, the day Netflix was a wildfire and fucking Amazon jumped on that like soon after, and like you have Hulu that jumped on that like soon after. Like, I'm surprised it took Apple so long, and I'm surprised it took Disney so long to. Yeah,
but Disney played the long game.
They did.
They bought Marvel and they bought fucking like
they bought
man, we're playing
everything. They bought Lucasfilms, they bought Marvel, they bought Fox, they bought fucking everything. Yeah. So yeah, I mean Disney's gonna be our overlord soon enough, but so maybe I won't have to worry about it. Maybe they'll just absorb Netflix too, and I won't have to fucking worry about it.
Yeah. It'll just be the street. Yeah, we're just slowly getting into idiocracy, essentially.
Well, no, we're slowly moving back to fucking cable. Like,
oh yeah, well yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it's a meme, but there's,
cable.
Stereotypes are based on are based in reality, and memes are basically stereotypes. So
before we move on, we do have an issue.
Get on the way.
I'm out of beer.
Yeah.
This is this problem.
Do we need to go pick some up?
I think you do.
All right. Well, we'll pause and we'll be back and be slightly drunker. So anyway, we're back.
And we're back.
I went and picked up the best cheap Mexican beer that you can get in this area, which is Sol.
I like Sol.
I do too. It's fucking great.
I think it's
I think it's the best cheap Mexican beer.
I'd argue Modelo.
This is cheaper.
Oh. Then the cheapest best.
But, like, I don't know, like, all right, so it's not that much cheaper than Modelo, let's be real. Like $1 or $2 a 6-pack. But fuck, dude, I like Sol. Like, I just, and I'm talking, when I say Sol, I mean SOL, as in the sun. Yeah. That's the name of this beer, and it's fan-fucking-tastic. Like, don't get me wrong, Dos Equis is fine. It's honestly probably, like, my least of Mexican beers. As far as Mexican beers are concerned, it's probably like my least go-to.
Yeah.
I like Pacifico. That's pretty good. Modelo is fantastic. Negro Modelo is fucking like pretty bomb.
Negro Modelo is a quiet fucking win.
It's
like dude, it's really good for what it is. Like
it really is though, Brad.
It's very underrated. And if anybody comes at me with Bohemia, you're crazy. Negro Modelo is one of the best beers out there.
It's legit a solid win. But for my money, like if I'm just like in the mood for like fucking tacos and Mexican beer, you just can't fucking go wrong with Sol.
You just gotta let your soul glow.
Yeah.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, have you seen the new song "Thank You Scientist" put out?
Nah.
No. They do a cover of "My Girl Wants to Party All the Time."
Really?
By Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
That's an odd choice.
But the thing is, they do a shot-for-shot remake of the music video.
Okay.
And they do the song amazingly. Like it's them doing them.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it sounds fantastic.
It is. It's been in my head for like the last 3 days.
Okay.
It's fucking phenomenal.
I'll have to check it out. Have you? Probably not, but there's a guy that does metal covers. He's real big on YouTube now. His name's Leo, and he's got like he's like a Swedish or Norwegian or something like that. Like lives in that part of the world. Mm-hmm. And he just does fucking metal covers of like popular songs.
Okay.
So like a really super popular one was the Toto song, the Rains Down in Africa.
Africa,
Africa by Toto, yeah. So that's a super popular song. He did a bunch of other super popular stuff, but recently he did Loser by Beck. And like
Really?
he produces music videos with all of these as well on his YouTube channel, which is how he got so popular. Like phenomenal musician. He plays the drums, the bass, the guitar, and sings all of his own stuff. Like self-produced artist that's amazing. And I think his YouTube channel is like Frog Leap Studios or something like that. Self-produced artist that's fucking phenomenal, and he does all these metal covers, and it's just like it's not even like a super hardcore metal version of these. Like it's still this song. Like he's not changing like the rhythm sections or anything like that. He's just adding a bunch of fucking distortion, and like he'll usually throw in like a little lead section where he does like a sick guitar solo, and like he might throw in even like a vocal lead section where he just does some screaming shit. But for the most part, it's just a metal take on what the song is itself. And his music videos are fucking great too, because like with Loser by Beck, it was a fairly recent one. Like he did it like a week or two ago, released it anyway. But like he emulates Beck's music, like he emulates the music video a little bit, but he also like kind of dresses up like how Beck was dressed up in the music
like the
video.
early 90s.
Yeah, so he's like wearing this like stupid blonde wig and like just like trying to like kind of like he dances around a lot, but he's like trying to emulate like the Beck way he moves and
shimmy
shit. That shimmy that he does, like when he's singing and stuff and looking at the camera, and he's like wearing like a fucking sweater vest or some like a sweater or something like that, and like khakis, and like just like going for the look. And the dude's fucking great. I love everything about what this guy does, because he's also like extremely wholesome. Like when he has videos about other shit that's going on in his life, he's super wholesome about it. Like he makes it very obvious, like he's a family man, and like he cares a whole bunch about his wife and kids, and like so if any of you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand. But if not, check out Frog Leap Studios on YouTube, because he's fucking amazing, and he's probably done at least a few songs that you hold near and dear to your heart. If you like popular music at all in the past 3 decades.
For sure. Right on. Well, I'll definitely check that out. I just, I saw it, and I only bring it up because Kyle Collins from Experience Grind, he was on when we did the Thank You Scientist album.
Yeah.
And
he introduced us to that.
Yes. And because they did that, I was like, immediately I tagged him in that video, because I was like, oh my god, here Kyle, you'll love this shit. Because I think I know, of course, him and both Kyle Pertobal, who was on our Apex Twin episode, was like,
who I went to a Thank You Scientist concert with. Yeah.
He even mentioned like, man, they were playing somewhere close and I didn't get to see them, but he said Pertobal was like, I approve of this video.
Yeah.
Of course, Kyle. Of course you do. You're a good man. You're a good man, Pertobal.
Yeah, so Kyle doesn't have, Pertobal doesn't have his own podcast, but he's a great dude, so if you don't know him, you should. And Kyle Collins and his cohort, Ryan Demarest of Experience Grind Podcast, do a fantastic show. So shout out to you guys, and if you haven't checked out Experience Grind, check them out, because they're awesome. So, yeah, anyway,
so back to what the fuck we're supposed to be doing in a roundabout way. Into White. Okay, this song, for me, this song is what I expected this entire album to be.
Okay.
You know, that kind of like, that Nights in White Satin kind of sound, like where it's real, like, not to be derivative or anything of Cat Stevens, but I expected it to be like incoherent fucking topics and a really pussy sound. You know, duh, that chicken with no, I gave my love a chicken, but it had no bones, that kind of shit. This is what I expected. And I, for the most part, I can't really get my head around what he's talking about in this song. It just, everything bleeds into white. And like, you know, he talks about the chicken with the red legs and the brownish eared mouse, and everything bleeds to white.
Sure.
I wonder if it's some sort of, I assume it's some sort of like everything, like it's maybe reincarnation, and it's this repurification of everything that eventually we all go into the white as far as the goodness or the end of it all kind of thing. It might be a lot deeper than I expected, but for me, I just couldn't get my head around it.
Yeah, this one fell into the forgettable category to me.
It is definitely my peace song.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's a good sounding song. For the most part, this whole album is super easy to listen to.
Yeah. This is not an album where you're gonna find yourself like just skipping through shit unless you just don't like this genre of music at all. Like if you have a deep hatred for this genre, well, you're not listening to this episode anyway. But but otherwise, easy listening is a good way to put it. This album's great fucking elevator background music.
Yeah, it's very easy to get on with. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. On that one.
I don't have anything to say about Into White. It like I said, forgettable for me. So
we move on to On the Road to Find Out.
Is this the one where he gets a little preachy?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay, that's what I remember.
At the end, where you find a good book.
Yeah, like put out the devil and find the good book.
Kick up the devil's sin, pick up a good book now.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I mean, it's
not a bad song.
It's not a bad song. It's more of a soul-searching song.
Okay.
Like same thing with like Miles from Nowhere or Miles from Nowhere or Wild World or something like that. It's talking about, go out and find yourself. It's kind of Thoreauian in that way.
Right.
That, go find yourself and make your own way kind of thing. And that's what I like about this is that is that he's really just trying to find himself, or maybe not find himself, but saying that that's what I feel like that's what everyone should do, is to go out and do something to find your own way.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. This one is again just not gonna be like super up there for me. It's not a bad song. It's just not one that I just got on especially well with. Kind of just in the okay camp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot to say. From here on out, I'm not gonna have a lot to say about these songs.
I really like this one just because I like that everybody has to make their own way kind of thing, and that's what I really like about this album as a whole, is that he's trying to find his own. I don't know, just do what you got to do to make life your own.
For sure.
And then find out for yourself kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, that's a big theme in this album, but we'll get to that and wrap up.
For sure.
So the next song is Father and Son. Man, this song makes me cry every time.
Yeah, I figured that. I figured as much.
It's really good. It makes me think about, the relationships of, just fathers and sons, with my father, my stepfather, and I, about being the son in that role, and then now being a father, thinking about my son as well, so I can kind of see both sides of what he's saying.
Right.
And it's good, man. It's the father saying, look, your life is going to be what you have to do. You can do this, you can do that, do what makes you happy. And the son saying, I'm going to have to leave.
Yeah.
To go out and do exactly what you say. Go out and find my own way to be my own man.
Yeah, so I guess this song did have one line that kind of stuck out to me a little. It was the but I'm old, or look at me, I am old, but I'm happy.
But I'm happy. Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole again not going to be in the tops for me as far as songs go. I thought it was a good song, but it did have that still kind of message of do what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going to be life, and you're going to find your way, but in the end, you should try to be happy with what you're doing, not, and so, yeah, there was some connection there, but I didn't do I didn't feel as strongly emotionally about this as you did.
Yeah, and one of the biggest lines that I liked was take your time, think a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think of everything you've got for you. I'll still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not.
Yeah.
That's a heavy fucking line. Like for me, that's a really heavy line, because no matter what as a son talking to his, or as a father talking to his son, I've been told that, like, look, I'm here for you with whatever you're gonna do.
Right.
Even if you change your mind 50,000 times.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna support you.
Yeah. I've gotten that message too from like my pops, and so like I feel it, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's a great song. It has a good message, but it's just not. I don't know. It just didn't hit as, I guess. It just didn't hit me in the same way. Like I totally feel the message, but at the same time, like I don't know. It reminds me of like deeper conversations that I've had, like with my folks and my brother and shit like that. But I'm just more emotionally connected to those conversations than I am the song.
Yeah,
and if
sure.
that makes sense, so this is
sure.
a good reminder of that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Really, it reminds me of these situations,
right?
Between conversations between my dad's and also my son,
right?
And even the last line, it's stay while you must go, and make this decision alone. No. Because he's always with him, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's always gonna be. Dad's always gonna be there, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's
I feel you.
I don't know.
I don't. Again, I'm not trying to like sound insensitive or anything. It's just that I don't have a personal relationship with Cat Stevens, so like it's a good reminder of like my personal relationships, and it brings it home for that. But it doesn't emotionally swell me the way that I guess it probably should.
Oh, but I'm also a big pussy, so any shit like this, I fucking. It gets me. It hits me because I'm super affected by fucking music.
Right.
And this shit, it fucks me up. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess I have bigger emotional reactions to like guitar solos than I do with like lyrics. So, so like fucking play some Hendrix and that shit will be like, man, oh man, the way this man makes you feel with what he's doing on guitar means more to me than like what he's saying lyrically. In a lot of cases, so
except for Red House. Except for Red House.
Yeah, well, I mean,
because that's just a bad motherfucking song.
Yeah, it really is though, Brack. Like it's Don't get me wrong. I harken back to like All the Young Girls Love Alice too. Like lyrically, that hit me like a motherfucker. But because it was just so good. Like it was just such a good fucking story.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm not like super emotionally attached to the story. I just thought it was a great fucking storytelling. But that fucking music, like when he comes in with the fucking dude, like the way he changes that song up musically is, oh man. And that's something that, while I appreciate how talented everyone involved with this is and how amazing of a composer Cat Stevens is with this music, like the music itself doesn't hit me the same way that like Elton John, Jimmy, fucking Stevie Ray, fucking like Johnny Lang, like those guys, like Thank You Scientist, like the music just doesn't hit me the same way that some of those other artists do, and that's I guess that's where I have the bigger emotional connection.
And that's why I think we're a good balance, because I feel what they're saying, and you feel what they're feeling.
Well, it is. It's like I can appreciate the story, but it doesn't emotionally sway me as much as the music does. And you, like, I'm pretty bad at putting like what's going on musically with a lot of this stuff into words, outside of saying this is great or this isn't. Like words are hard and shit. But I don't know. I feel like I've hopefully the tone of my voice does the justice that. That my vocabulary cannot.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and wrap this up with the last song. It is T for the Tillerman. And again, this Tillerman is a man who tills the land.
This song is like, what, like 30 seconds or some shit? It's like...
Yeah, it's like 45. It's no longer than a minute.
It's super short.
Uh-huh.
You almost don't fucking notice it if you're not paying attention.
For sure. But I do like what he's talking about. It says, bring tea for the Tillerman. Might as well read the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, because it...
Bring tea for the Tillerman, steaks for the sun, wine for the woman who made the rain come. Seagulls sing your hearts away, 'cause while the sinners sin, the children play. Oh Lord, how they play and play for that happy day. So I feel like he's giving thanks to everything.
Okay.
Let's give thanks to the people who make the food,
Work the land.
work the land
the people that
for that well, just something bigger than us that can bring us in, so we can watch children
for
play.
nature, for the people that work the land, for people that work the people, and for the youngins.
Yeah, because just give thanks for everything.
Right.
That even the seagulls, because they sing. They might be annoying, but they sing their hearts. You sing your hearts away.
But they eat shit, and then they shit out seeds, and seeds grow. That's what birds do, right? So
well, it's saying give thanks for everything.
Right.
For everything.
Everything has a purpose. Appreciate it all.
Time is a flat circle.
Didn't get there, but
but it's just give thanks for everything, because in the end, it's everything is for the kids.
Yeah,
and you know what? Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing a happy kid.
Short and sweet, blink you miss it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it's got a good message.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. I like that.
And I feel like throughout this album he has mostly good messages. But again, I don't know. It's the folk singer-songwriter kind of thing, and he's very talented. So as far as I guess we'll just get into it. As far as the album itself goes, I don't know. This is it was a good listen. But at the same time, I'm like, I appreciate what he's doing. He's very talented. I don't really have anything bad to say, but at the same time, this isn't gonna be this isn't joining my playlist of top played albums.
Okay. Okay, I understand that, and I disagree a little bit.
Okay.
Because I find this is more of a philosophic Thoreauian type. Like he's asking questions about fulfillment of life, about what do I need to do to get to help not only myself but others, especially with the Wild World or Sad Lisa. He's trying to help the world or humanity and so as a whole.
But also trying to find fulfillment.
But finding fulfillment in all things. And where did the children play? He's asking about, technology's great, but let's remember that there is a world around us. For me, this is almost, I wouldn't say, it's a very deep philosophical album, I think, because it's a man who is asking what is out there in the world and how do I enjoy it and appreciate everything around me.
And also give back.
And give back, yeah. And for me, he's asking big questions,
I'll give you that.
And that's what I really like about this album is that he's not afraid to say, look, this is what you need to do to get out there and find yourself. Especially in the, this is the 70s.
Yeah.
So this is late 60s. People want to experiment and stuff, but he's asking look for yourself. And then even Longer Boats, he's saying don't give up what you believe in to other people. Be your own self, Right. And that's what I kind of like about this whole album is that his message is really, really deep.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think you're right on the money there. I'm just kind of on the
I got you. As far as the sound,
the sound design and production, this album is produced very well. Granted, you gotta at the same time you gotta understand that in the day and age we live in, all of this shit's been every single fucking album we're listening to is through Spotify or YouTube or it's all been remastered. Mm-hmm. So the sound design is gonna sound good no matter what. So we don't have the fucking vinyl to listen to originally.
That's where I kind of wanted to rephrase my statement or my question. Isn't the sound the production or it's the style, I should say, not the sound quality, but the style of music.
Yeah, the style of music. It's folk and it's singer-songwriter and it's fine.
Okay.
It's not at the top of my taste. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a blue moon, there's a singer-songwriter that fucking knocks it out of the park, hits me sideways, and I'm like, oh fuck! I didn't well, I guess fucking Neil Young.
That's exactly where I was gonna go next. Like,
Like-
how is this compared to Neil Young?
Well, Neil Young also carries a huge, huge fucking nostalgia factor for me. I grew up with that shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up with Cat Stevens. I grew up with Neil Young. So for my taste, Neil Young is my singer-songwriter.
So with that, you can't divorce that nostalgia
Oh, fuck no.
with this.
Not even a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
Not even a
'Cause
little bit.
That's exactly where I was going to lead to next was I feel like this is a better Neil Young as far as the entire album goes
I can see where you're coming from.
because Neil Young he might have better songs that I like more. However, this entire album I can dig more than I can deal with A Man Needs a Maid. I can not listen to A Man Needs a Maid.
Well, A Man Needs a Maid can go away. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's what I'm saying. Like, but on this one, I mean, Into White, it's not a bad song. I'd prefer it. The worst song on this album is better than the worst song on Harvest.
I can see where you're coming from. But I mean, like I said, I can't divorce myself from the nostalgia of it. I mean, it's like, fuck, man. It's like when we talk about video games and like, like I'm nostalgic for like Ocarina and fucking GoldenEye and like Battletoads, and like Battletoads wasn't a great game, super fucking hard, and like
It's a great game.
it's a really good game. But,
GoldenEye is not a great game.
okay, GoldenEye on 64 is not a great game, but
If you were there,
I grew up with that shit, man. Like I had a 64 growing up. Like I had a Genesis and then a fucking 64. Like those were my consoles before I graduated to PS2. And like, sure, I played Super Nintendo because my brother had one and he had a massive amount of games. So like I got to play that shit, but it wasn't it wasn't my console. So like,
sure.
Unless he was being nice and letting me play with him, like I didn't get to play that shit. And so but like I had fucking friends over all the time and we would play GoldenEye for hours. So for me, that's an amazing game.
yeah.
Looking at it from
2019, looking back,
it's shit.
it's a dog shit game.
It's awful.
Yeah.
The perspective's bad. The mechanics are mediocre at best.
But it was groundbreaking.
It was fucking groundbreaking, and like,
and it's fun to think that multiplayer was an afterthought that they added after the game.
yeah, and it's just like so I don't know. That's
Anyway,
looking back on Neil Young, it's not a shit album. He's a great fucking artist.
It's a great artist.
But as far as I'm concerned, is Cat Stevens better? I don't know. I honestly can't tell you objectively because I can't separate myself from that.
Yeah.
So for me, no, he's not. Neil Young is far and away the gold star here. But
Yeah, I got you. Me personally, I'd put Cat Stevens over Neil Young.
okay, well, let's do before we. Oh fuck it, let's just fucking rate it then.
Well, hold on. You want to do top threes first?
We could do top threes.
Okay.
Well,
or wait, or do you want to do the?
it doesn't matter to me,
list.
man. We can do either or. I was sitting on my phone earlier to pull this list up. Either
Okay.
way.
Okay. Well, let's do. Where would you put it? Where
All
would
right.
you put it?
Well, I don't. Neil Young wasn't in the bottom 20 on this list, so I don't know where.
Well, we
he
haven't updated
fell.
it either.
No. But I kind of like using the 100 to 80 list because it's such a. It's got fucking Midnight Vultures and Michael Jackson off
Well,
the
what I'm
wall.
saying, we
and,
haven't updated it since.
No, because we haven't inserted the other albums. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with just leaving it at this is our rating system of just these albums.
Oh, okay.
Like, but at the same time, it's hard to compare it to other shit.
Yeah. So on a scale of Pavement to
Okay. Oh,
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
that reminds me of something real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
That reminds me of something about how we were talking about these albums being remastered and like in a modern day age, it's hard for an album to sound bad. No.
Nah, Pavement still sounds like shit, man. Like,
No, stuff can still be produced badly and still sound like shit, even if it's yeah. So So my point still stands that this is produced well to begin with, because otherwise the remaster might not have been that great. Back to the question, on a scale of Pavement, Slanted and Enchanted to Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Where would this go?
Oh, for me, this is probably okay. I was looking at your list. I was like, this does not make sense. For me, this is probably somewhere around The Clash.
So about what, 90?
Middle of the road.
The Clash about number 90?
That was 92 for
92?
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
92? Okay.
So kind of right in the middle. Yours is on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say College Dropout, and I was like, no, that's way too fucking high. This doesn't make sense. I put that way lower. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna stick with my guns, man. It's gonna go right over Harvest.
Okay.
It's not better than Midnight Vultures.
Oh no.
No, but it's better than Harvest.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'd land in the high 80s.
All right. Yeah. I mean, because we put Harvest in a similar area when
Like
I'm looking
80,
at this list.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was in the bottom 20. So that was a mistake on my part. I just didn't see it on this list at first.
Yeah, I'd put it somewhere I put it just over Harvest.
Okay.
Not over Midnight Vultures, but just over Harvest.
That's pretty fucking high praise. Because that's right under Beck.
Yeah. That's how I feel about this, because I like that, he gets really deep, and that's kind of my jam. That's kind of my jam. It's not my jelly, but it's my jam.
All right. Well, what about top 3 songs for you?
This is problem. This is problem. I know my number 1. No, I got it. All right. So my number 3 is. Oh, damn. Maybe I don't got it. Damn, but I might not. Okay. Damn, man. I don't got it. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay. So my number 3 is gonna be Sad Lisa.
Okay.
It's gonna be Sad Lisa because it's really good.
Yeah.
And I like that he's reaching out to somebody.
Yeah.
My number 2 is gonna be But I Might Die Tonight.
All right.
And my number 1. Is gonna be Wild World. I'm gonna go out of my own realm. I'm gonna go out of my element.
Interesting.
And give a number 1 a not fuck you breakup song.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Going with the pop hit for number 1.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm guilty of doing that in the past too. So, I'm a little different from you.
Okay.
Sad Lisa's gonna be my number 3 as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Hard Headed Woman at number 2.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put But I Might Die Tonight as number 1.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted it to be 1. Father and Son should have been up there.
I thought that was gonna make your top 3, to be honest.
I thought so too, but no, man. It's a good song, but
and I gotta, like, honestly, But I Might Die Tonight, the only reason that hits my number 1 is because I just went through the shit that he's talking about, and it just, like, super connected with me in the moment.
Yeah.
Also, it's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I totally understand Wild World being up in the top 3 too, because it probably should be, because it may very well be his most popular song.
Oh, for sure. And I just like that it's a breakup song that's not fuck you. That he's super like, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we had what we had, and we moved on, and that's fine, but good luck to you.
Yeah.
You know, and not all breakup songs have to be fuck you breakup songs.
Yeah, for sure. Like, honestly, that's in a better world, Wild World might be how, the majority of breakups go, but
yeah. Again, a mature album. So we're gonna go with the mature breakup song.
Yeah. Like, it's like it's the breakup you see in, like, romantic comedies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the yard sex of breakups. For sure.
No, it certainly isn't.
Anyway. All right. Well, do you have anything else to say about T for the Tillerman?
Not really, man.
I don't either. I'm really excited. I'm really glad we did this album. I'm really glad that we're doing this, because I would have never listened to a Cat Stevens album. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm fairly certain I've listened to a Cat Stevens album, because I may very well have listened to this, because I'm pretty sure my mom is a fan of Cat Stevens. So I'm fairly certain that
That you've heard a Cat Stevens album?
Yeah.
No, for sure. Well, so yeah, I know for sure. I like again. I know of him, but
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I'm good to wrap up on this one too.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Next time we're gonna be talking about
Good luck with this.
well, I don't fucking know how to actually say this, and oh, my bad. Well, the thing was is the reason. All right, so Shane's showing me the fucking list, and it's just a full screen of what the next album is, and I was like, fuck, I don't know which one's the album and which one's the artist, so I had to scroll up.
No, it's Sugaros.
That's the artist.
Sugaros Agietis by Journe.
Sure. Well, that's the album, and we'll be covering that next time. I have no fucking clue because I've never heard of this artist before.
From what I understand, they do a lot of like world music, but they are from Iceland. And
I mean, it makes sense looking at how this we're having a hard time because the name of the album has all these like weird characters, like that weird AE thing, and like some weird accents and shit.
like anima.
And it looks very Viking letters.
Sugaros.
The album title is basically a collection of runes.
Fusrod.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. This might just be the Skyrim soundtrack for all I know.
Dragon talk. I don't know. I don't know, man. Dragon talk and they spring stuff.
So we're gonna find out, and we hope you join us for exploring this album that we don't know what we're getting into.
I know this album really well.
Oh, really?
It's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's really good.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I know Sugaros. They're fun.
Okay, well, I hope you'll join us as I discover this artist and this album. Apparently, Shane's going into it already having listened to this and liking this group, being familiar. So I'm curious, I'm intrigued, and we will find out what's going on. Thanks for listening, guys. You can find us, hit us up on Facebook. For some reason, Facebook's been weird, and the last time somebody commented, I couldn't figure out how to comment back. It locked me out of comments for some reason, so I got to get that sorted. But hit us up there. That's the easiest way to like get a hold of us because it'll actually send us notifications and shit. We are on we're on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on check your podcast, whatever your podcast catcher is. It'll find us because we're on some of the bigger platforms like Apple and Spotify.
How we got to Spotify, we don't know.
I do know. So like, all right. So I listened to the whole fucking Tadpog saga of them trying to get onto Spotify. The whole fucking time we were already on it.
Yeah.
And the way we got on it is because the week that Spotify announced they were doing podcasts, I applied for that shit. So we applied for that shit as soon as it fucking came out, and I got lucky. Like, straight up, I didn't pay anything, I just got fucking lucky.
We failed upwards, guys.
I swear to God, I could fucking write a book on failing upwards, because that's what I do with my life, and that's what happened there. Like, so I literally checked earlier this week to make sure we were still there, and sure enough, we're still on fucking Spotify podcast.
Unbeknownst to fucking why. We were fucking there.
So find us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Stitcher. We're not on SoundCloud because you do have to pay like a fucking monthly fee to be on that thing, and I'm not about that.
Stitcher, iTunes, and
Spotify. Those are the big ones, yeah, and probably like some other little ones that just like feed from RSSs of others. Anyway. SadPandaPresents.com. I've been remodeling that website a little bit, so it probably looks like shit still. It's probably going to look like shit even after I'm done with fixing it, but
yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm not a fucking developer.
I'm not a computer guy, as you would say.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can do some computer stuff, but I'm not a programmer, so yeah. hit us up.
Yeah.
If you want us to review one of your favorite albums, fucking hit us up. Like, we will.
Like we've done with Aphex Twin, and we had Kyle Pertobal and Paul Pig on for that.
Like we did with Thank You Scientist.
Like we did with Thank You Scientist, and also The Ugly Organ by Nate Glines, our good friend.
And Stitches by Caleb.
And Stitches.
He did suggest another album. It's considerably better. We've listened to it. I've given it at least a couple of listens through. We will get to it eventually, but it is a much better album. So thanks for that, Caleb.
Sorry about the kind of weird things that have been going on, but we're getting that fixed up.
Yeah, I quit my job and moved across country, so like our schedule's fucked up, and
we're trying to get back on track.
We'll get there.
Anyway, beyond that, but thank you again, guys, for those that do listen. We do appreciate it.
All like 20 of you.
No, it's not the.
I look at the statistics.
It's not the size of the boat. It's the motion of the ocean.
No, it is, and the listeners we do really appreciate you guys, because y'all are the people that, like, you know, that we actually interact with. So
FNA Cotton. Anyway, well, guys, thank you for listening again, and thank you, Andrew, for being here in person, in the flesh. It's weird.
Hey, man, it'll happen more often. We'll probably still do some remote stuff, but I'm glad to be back in Texas, and
yay! I'm glad to have you back.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Y'all have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.